Good evening and welcome to our program here on Inside Bicol. Tonight, my guest is a Filipino-Canadian citizen who has decided to come back to Bicol. He comes from Baao and has been working overseas for quite some time. As a financial analyst, has a background on finance, worked with San Miguel and other big corporations. But then, just like other Filipinos, he has decided to come home and be involved in a lot of projects here, especially projects that will benefit our fellow countrymen. Let me now introduce our guest for tonight, Arnold Fajardo from Baao, Camarines Sur. Welcome, Arnold, to a program here on Inside Bicol.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you for having me.
Right. I'm glad that you have given me this opportunity. Alam mo, busy-busy ka, Arnold, no? I know for a fact that you've been going around places because of your involvement in some of the community-related projects. But I'm sure that a lot of them would like to know, si Arnold Fajardo.
Well, Arnold Fajardo, as many would remember me, I think mas madali nila akong maalala, lalo yung mga taga-Baao, doon sa involvement ko noon sa barboard. Parang it is synonymously interpreted as I am. Like kung sinabi mong Arnold Fajardo, yung taga-barboard. But for those who know me, mostly in Manila, I am an accountant by profession. I've been an auditor for the past 30 years of many different companies. I am pure homegrown Baawenyo. I grew up in San Vicente, Baao, and worked for more than 20 years in the Philippines before I moved to Indonesia, Jakarta, to work with another group of companies, a cement group of companies. And then from Indonesia, I moved to Canada. That was in 1999. Then I stayed in Canada for about 12 years, also being an auditor of a number of companies, including the US. And then when my family has finished, my children has completed their schooling, I went back here in Bicol, principally to do something for the community.
Okay.
So that's where I ended up. I've been here for 3 years now, and I think for most of the people who know me, I'm a simple person. Walang gaanong mga kumbagsa ng mga burluloy ika nga.
Okay. Okay, so you worked in Canada before, so what kind of work again?
I was an
What
internal
company?
auditor for one of the biggest coffee company in Canada, and then later on I delved into consulting on my own. I've been a systems and audit consultant for a number of companies. One of that is a chain of restaurants. They have more than 3,000 restaurants all over Canada, and that's where I think I spent most of my time in Canada doing that kind of work before I came back.
Okay, and now I also understand that you worked in Indonesia before and that you can speak the Indonesian.
Yeah, masih bisa.
Oh,
Masih bisa.
what company was this?
I worked with Indocement, which is one of the companies belonging to the Salim Group. It was also incidentally the owner of the Metro Pacific group of companies in which Mr. Manny B.
Yes.
Pagilinan used to work.
Okay. So when you came back, what did you do first when you decided to?
Yeah. When I came back, actually, part of my grand plan also is to be, para hindi naman masayang may pagkakabalan ako. I went into consulting.
Okay.
I do consulting for accounting systems and controls of many companies, especially small and medium companies. I also install accounting systems. I also do lectures on good governance, leadership development, things like that, until I ended up having these socio advocacy projects that we have done in Tshirtstorm. Although I still do the consulting part, the lecturing for now.
We will pause for a while. When we return, we shall continue with our discussion. Hello.
Sa satuyang pagselebrar kan kamundagan kan satuyang kagurangnan, ipadagos ta po ang pagkasararo kan satuyang pamilya, asin kan satuyang komunidad. Magingwa po kitang mapangyari ang mga pangiturugan ta sa satuyang mga aki. Napurbaran ta na po baga na sa satuyang pagtarabangan, kaya tang pauswagon ang naga. Durungan po kitang ipamibi sa kagurangnan, na padagos pang iwara sa lambang pamilya, asin sa padangatang syudad, ang mga balaog nin kaugmahan, asin pagkamuot. Hanapan tang karahayan an iba, imbis husgaran. Tabangan ta sindang makabangon, imbis rauton. Mas maray na positibo kita sa satuyang mga pananaw, imbis negatibo, sa pagsabat sa bagong taon. Sa ngaran kan sa kuyang pamilya, asin mga pag-iriba sa City Hall, asin Team Naga, ini po si Mayor John Bongat nagsasabing, dati lang po kita sa probadong serbisyo, sa probadong kaugmahan. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
Dipisil ang araw kong may kaulangan sa buhay. Dahil pwedeng gibuhon ang gabos na ginigibok ang iba. Kaya tinawan kaming opisina kang ako Bicol.
Salamat ako Bicol, AKB Party!
Tinawan man po ako ning trabaho kang ako Bicol para magkaigwang makusog na salod ang nangangay po asin maray na buhay.
Ako Bicol Party List. Katabang na, kasurug pa.
Nabalitaan mo na ba ang bagong pang-extra savings? May SSS Peso Fund na! Bilang freelancer, mahalaga sa akin may savings para sa pangangailangan ng pamilya. Proteksyon sa hinaharap, kaya nagmiyembro ako sa SSS. Ngayon, nag-SSS Peso Fund pa ako. Ekstrang ipon na safe, ekstrang ipon na kumikita, ekstrang ginhawa pag-retiro ko. Mag-SSS Peso Fund na! Extra savings na mas may pakinabang. Makipag-ugnay na sa SSS.
Sa kong pinamimibi na lugod ang tunay na mensahe kang Pasko mapasatuya asin maisabuhay niya to. Maot ko po asin paglaom na ang katinunungan asin dayaday na pagkaminuot-muutan mapasatuya lugod sa tabang kang satong kalurangnan. Liwat ini po si Charlemagne Sichong nakikisumaro sa pagselebrar kang Kapaskuhan. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year!
Anong plano niyo this weekend?
Manonood ng sine. Ako manonood ng concert.
Ako sa bahay, kakain, manonood ng TV kasama ang pamilya. Salamat sa G Pinoy Satellite TV. 99 pesos lang kada buwan. Sulit ang programs. Digital pa. Enjoy, di ba?
Satellite TV na 99 pesos. Dito na tayo.
Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. Mag-G Pinoy na. Call local dealers nationwide. G Pinoy Satellite TV. Dito ka na.
Finding a great career is every young person's dream. Yet, all over the world, the skills mismatch problem gets in the way. We at the Ayala Group of Companies, together with our employer partners, have developed a solution, and we call this solution LINK, which stands for Learning with Industry Collaboration. At LINK, we don't just teach students, we link them with their future careers.
Link Senior High School at University of Nueva Cáceres. Call us now.
Okay, minabalik kita digdi sa programa kang Inside Bicol and ang sa kuyang bisita iyo si Arnold Fajardo from Baao. He is a Filipino, Canadian citizen, but has decided to come home and be involved in a lot of projects here. No? Arnold, I understand you're very much involved with the Tshirtstorm initiatives incorporated. In fact, I noticed that you're wearing a red shirt with letter P, and it says, no to corruption, so no to plunder, no?
Not to plunder.
Okay, so I'm sure that Gulpi would like to know, what is this Tshirtstorm initiative that you're very much involved in?
Actually, this Tshirtstorm initiative is now, as I said, it's now an NGO. But at the very beginning, it was conceived to be merely an avenue for disseminating information to the masses through a slogan on T-shirt. Because if we will make slogan on papers, pag bigay mo parang flyer, kadamihan itinatapon lang. So the idea was to put it something na pangangalaga ng tao. So T-shirt was the idea, although it's even a little bit more expensive.
Okay.
So the original idea was to raise 1 million T-shirts that we will give to the masses for free. And that with this slogan, no to fraud, no to corruption, no to plunder. Pero mahirap bunuin ang 1 million T-shirts. So what happened is, in the process, that was just like 6 months ago. What happened is, with this advocacy, maraming nag-join, and they encouraged us to be involved in a deeper advocacy, not just disseminating information, but at the same time helping in the fight against corruption. So we ended up setting aside the 1 million T-shirt drive, but instead focus on disseminating the information through other means, which is through lectures, through open forum, through workshops that we now handle, usually for free. So now we did not change anymore the name Tshirtstorm, which means T-shirt swarm. Para bang kahawig ng desert storm, ito ginawa namin Tshirtstorm, which is synonymous to swarm. So it's like T-shirt swarm.
Okay.
Now initiatives is, we included the name initiatives because we have a number of major initiatives that go along with our advocacy, and which I could explain later on. We have now 4 major advocacy areas.
Okay.
The first is the information in development, which is just now one of the 4. Dati yun ang aming focus, information and dissemination. The second is the whistleblowing, which I will explain later on. Third is the good governance network, which is parang Bantay Bayan. And the fourth is the Change and Transformation Council.
Okay.
That is aimed at, making the youth, the young people, the children, undergo that kind of moral and value transformation. Because we think today what we need, apart from the support of laws and all that, are really the internal values, cultures of our people.
Okay.
So very serious. We now have very serious advocacy projects, and now that's why in barely 7 months' time we have grown from 0 to now we have 10,000 members on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Now we're about 500 members, solid members who are registering on our website. And this is located not only in the Philippines but overseas.
Okay.
We now have reached to over nearly 50 countries worldwide, who's now joining us in the...
There was a point in time, I understand, that you were more identified with a group fighting or searing on B9. Can you tell me about that? There was a point in time.
Yeah, actually the start was we are not to fraud, not to corruption, not to B9. Because at that time, that was the heat of the accusations against B9. And being an ordinary citizen with experience on investigating frauds, in my mind, there are really a lot of things that that person has to explain, but he's not appearing. So what else can we do? I think it's very difficult to convict person just by trial, by publicity. So what we thought is just for us, it would be enough for us to disseminate the information to the masses. That's why the Tshirtstorm was born. So in fact, the slogan before was not to be nai, but we discovered that being an advocacy organization, if you identify yourself with any political personality, you are branded as a political organization. And we don't like that to happen.
So you're telling me that you're not a political...
No more. We are completely an apolitical organization and a non-profit organization. Now, ganito ang pananaw namin, kasi tinatanong din ko minsan ganun din lang naman ngayong election, bakit hindi kayo maging active, maging involved? Ang sabi namin hindi. Ang aming involvement actually, mas magiging malakas after the election. Because pagdating ng after, we don't care really who is put on the position. It's election process. But what we are after is kung ang naugong leader after ng good governance, they would like good governance implemented or seen in their localities, we will be there to help them in terms of setting up the systems, monitoring compliance, in all those that they would need and that would be needed to ensure good governance. Pero kung kabaliktaran, siya yung dapat bantayan, nandun din kami para magbantay. So, two-leg process.
So, malinaw pala, ang grupo niyo, hindi naman totally, it was not really created to fight B9.
No.